Now on Central Illinois News Day, a dramatic shift in plans for Peoria Public Schools means all District 150 students will be learning online this fall. Then Russia grants approval for a coronavirus vaccine, while world health leaders are expressing concerns about the medicine dubbed Sputnik. And we'll meet the 12-year-old creator of LifeBox, a device designed to save people from drowning.
Central Illinois News Day on WMVD starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for CI News Day. I'm Yvonne Greer. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has announced this afternoon that he has chosen California Senator Kamala Harris to be his vice presidential running mate in the November election. We will have more information on that story as it develops this afternoon. Make sure you stay tuned here to WMVD News for those details. In local news today, Morton students are back in the classroom for their first day of school today. District leaders have spent months planning for their return to in-class 5 days a week instruction. While inside school, students will wear face coverings, social distance, and get their temperatures taken. The school will also be sanitized daily. Superintendent Jeff Hill says the goal is for students to stay in the classroom as long as possible, adding that members of the community will have to work together to enforce these guidelines.
As our community goes in terms of health and the spread of COVID, so goes our schools. And we know internally we're going to do our absolute best to make sure kids are following the guidelines.
Hill also adds that the district is preparing for any COVID-inspired change in plans. He says teachers and new technology will help students pivot to remote learning if needed. Peoria Public Schools is making an abrupt change in back-to-school plans and opting for online learning for all students this fall. It was a long night of discussions at the Peoria Public School Board meeting last night. Teachers expressing health and safety concerns about in-person learning called on the Peoria Teachers Union to ask the board for clarity. The union tells WMVD it sent the school board 4 pages of questions and requested more information about a retreat plan. While the board is in favor of starting off the school year remotely, more information is expected from them today. The woman at the helm of these discussions and decisions is Peoria Public School Superintendent Dr. Sharon Desmoulins-Carrat. She joins us now via Zoom. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Last night's meeting lasted until after midnight. Was there a defining moment that prompted the shift to online learning, or had this issue been building all along?
No, actually, it was long. I'll agree, but very good discussion, good deliberation, and you know, I told my board it's tough. They're volunteers and they have to make tough decision. And I realize and understand this one was really taxing and consequential. And they decided because of the growth internally and locally regarding the the virus, they decided to err on the side of safety. And I'll support that priority for sure. As a team, we're going to support it and do our very best to implement the remote virtual distance learning model. So we're ready. That's what we have been doing all day.
All right. So you mentioned in a message to parents today that there are 9 organizations assisting with off-campus locations for learning. How will that work for them?
Right. So they'll take a look at those partners and have a phone call and take that child care conversation with them. So we did all of the legwork because remember with the hybrid model, we were 2 days in, 2.5 days out. And we call that the off-campus learning sites. And so we did all of that work and in the end ended up with at least, there are more that are pending, but at least 9 partners who will be working with families, those families who do need that childcare. Parents have to work and those sorts of things.
Can you tell us who some of those partners are?
Salvation Army and Salvation Army, the Y, and the list is on our website.
Got it. So for students, their day-to-day instruction is now happening online for everyone except some special education students that are in need of in-person learning. What does that mean for them in terms of the teaching staff? Will this be the same teachers teaching the same classes to the same students on a regular basis then?
Yeah, so thanks for asking. So for K-8, there are 2 options. If individuals selected the virtual option, with the platform, with the Acellus platform, then they will have pre-recorded lessons in addition to a Peoria Public Schools teacher providing interventions and additional supports. So I really like that opportunity. There will be lots of analytics, a lot of personalization, a lot of targeted work for either remediation or acceleration. So that's that platform. Remember, we have two online platforms. One is Acellus for K-8. The other one is Edgenuity for high school. And so that virtual piece, parents can select that. And then the other side, we're calling it distance learning kind of / hybrid. Those who selected the hybrid model, they'll be learning through Teams, which is an online district platform venue, and there will be a teacher with them. So again, there are two options. We have the Acellus platform for K-8, which is online pre-recorded projects, responses, and in addition to a district Peoria Public Schools teacher, and then you have the other option, the distance learning option with a teacher that will be just like remote learning. They will be working with the kids in the classroom via Teams, MS Teams.
All right,
so
and we've got less than 30 seconds.
I love the options. Parents have lots of options.
Thank you. We've got less than 30 seconds left. I do want to ask about the structure of the classes and the criteria by which people are going to be earning grades. The students are going to be earning grades. This is not going to be like last spring, is it, where they have a certain grade and they don't defer? This is really moving forward in our education.
Correct. It's based on instruction. It's based on grades and assessment and homework, and it's definitely school. Remember last time we couldn't give grades, we couldn't present new materials. It's going to be very, very robust, and it's the same as school, just that it's at it's on a remote platform.
All right.
Whether it's via Acellus or via Teams.
All right, Dr. Sharon Karat, thanks again for being with us, and thanks for hanging in through this very fluid, ever-changing situation in educating our children.
You're welcome. Thank you.
In other news today from Peoria Public Schools, today's registration hub service was canceled due to a power outage from yesterday's storms. Thursday's registration hub will go on from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Peoria High and Manual High. Families may also visit their child's school office during open office hours this week. You will find Dr. Karat's interview and more information about back to school on our website, ciproud.com. Coming up, unrest continues in Lebanon after last week's deadly explosion. We'll have reaction from protesters.
Peoria Siding and Window Company has been providing worry-free home improvements at a great value for more than 40 years. Windows, siding, doors, roofing, sunrooms, we do it all. Beautiful new preservation windows and premium vinyl siding are the perfect way to update your curb appeal and are available in a multitude of styles and colors. Now is the perfect time for a free in-home consultation.
Peoria Siding and Window. You've got a friend in the business.
You've been dreaming about this car since you were 8 policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Are you experiencing stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or a burning sensation in your feet or hands? Are you longing to get the relief you desperately need? Call for information regarding an online consultation or exam today.
Travel near and far on the Spirit of Peoria riverboat. Relax with a sightseeing, moonlight, or themed cruise. Then venture out to destinations like Starved Rock, St. Louis, and beyond. Plan your trip at spiritofpeoria.com.
America, I'm here to tell you the movement is on. Thousands of homeowners are plugging into solar with Power Home Solar. We install solar in your home for zero money down, not one single penny. Come join the movement and let the sun shine in.
In 1995, Denver Mattress opened its doors to the world. A lot has changed in 25 years. But one thing that stayed the same?
Denver Mattress is still the easiest way to get the right mattress.
And during the 25th anniversary sale, take 25% off the entire Doctor's Choice lineup. Check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99. And score free shipping when you buy any mattress. And to celebrate our newest arrival, test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress.
And 5 years no interest.
Happy birthday, Denver Mattress!
You're watching Central Illinois Newsday.
Welcome back. The number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. children has soared 90% in just 4 weeks. The American Academy of Pediatrics reports almost 180,000 new cases in kids between July 9th and August 6th. That based on data from states. More than 380,000 COVID-19 cases in children have been reported in this country since the pandemic began. Medical professionals in Central Illinois are encouraging parents to think ahead for flu season. They say if your child is returning to in-person classes, it's important to remember that sickness is unavoidable. Not only is COVID-19 a risk, the common cold and flu are still possibilities. Medical staff at Unity Point say it's easier, however, to control one virus instead of two.
We do not know how COVID will play out, so let's take out one of the things we do control. We control the number of people that get immunized for influenza. Let's take care of that and take out one of the variables that we can actually control.
Dr. Sater says if your child does get sick, try not to panic. Contact your primary care doctor and then call the school. Russia has become the first country in the world to grant regulatory approval to a COVID-19 vaccine. Named Sputnik, it could pave the way for mass inoculations. But health officials around the world are skeptical and have expressed concern, saying the country is ignoring safety procedures. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
With a shot and some say a prayer, Russia rolls out its coronavirus vaccine. In the race to be the first in the world to have one approved, Russian President Vladimir Putin declared victory. He told government officials on Tuesday, "I know the vaccine works fairly effectively, forms stable immunity, and I repeat, it has gone through all the necessary checks." But many in the global health community are skeptical. There are concerns researchers ignored standard safeguards to speed up development.
Right now, it's almost a political statement, right? There is no test that shows that this protects anybody from COVID-19.
The first doses were given to volunteers about 2 months ago, but some say Russia skipped a critical testing phase, widespread human trials, a move health officials hope won't be replicated.
I certainly hope it doesn't change what any country does in terms of vaccine development. Most countries are doing phase 3 studies that is looking, does this vaccine actually protect and reduce the symptoms of COVID-19 by at least 50%?
Russia has been one of the countries hardest hit by the pandemic. Last month, American, British, and Canadian officials accused Moscow hackers of trying to steal coronavirus research, which is believed to be much further along in development. But even with Russia's claim of victory, it will still take months before millions of doses are produced. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
In Lebanon, anger has turned to violence in the wake of last week's enormous explosion. Protesters accuse leaders of being almost invisible and helping no one. Government leaders have resigned under public pressure, but protesters say the resignations are not enough. They're now calling for a revolution, wanting to tear down the system and build something new.
The Prime Minister is resigning. Is that enough?
It's definitely not enough. They don't have our trust. They don't have the confidence. So they are illegitimate for us. They are not legal.
The first U.S. military aid flight arrived last night, but protesters say until the government agrees to reforms, it's hard to see how places across all of Beirut will get the help they need. Back at home, the Bloomington City Council has voted to create the Department of Economic and Community Development. Last night, the move had been originally delayed because of COVID-19. City Manager Tim Gleason says the new department was created by combining 2 other existing Bloomington departments. Gleason says combining the 2 areas will make the city more accessible for residents with questions. Melissa Hahn will be in charge of the department starting September 1st. The council also approved the development plan for a new residential area called Fox Creek Village. The 25 acres of land will be located south of the Fox Creek Golf Course. And speaking of golf, a local disc golf tournament will take place in Peoria this year despite COVID-19. The 10th Ledgestone Insurance Open is this Thursday, bringing the best professional disc golf players in the nation to the Peoria area. This year's tournament will feature masks and increased sanitation to help keep players safe. A limited amount of fans in masks and spaced out will also be in attendance. Convention and Visitors Bureau officials are saying this is a win for our area. The tournament again gets underway on Thursday and will last throughout the weekend. Central Illinois residents and businesses continue to clean up and wait for power to be restored after yesterday's severe wind and thunderstorms. Neighborhood House in Peoria will not be delivering hot meals today, as it was among those that lost power. President Becky Rossman says they lost about $5,000 worth of food and is unsure when the power will be restored. In the meantime, Meals on Wheels clients will be sent shelf-stable meals and receive wellness checks. Coming up, Molly Naslund will have your full weather forecast. Don't go away.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services by Philip Georges. Do not stop taking prescriptions without consulting a physician.
Attention, the heartburn medication Zantac has been linked to cancer.
The FDA has called for the popular over-the-counter heartburn medication Zantac to be pulled from the market. If you were diagnosed with cancer and were a daily user of Zantac, call attorney Philip Georges and join the Wolf Pack right now. Zantac may have caused your cancer.
I'm attorney Phil Georges. If you or a loved one were a daily user of the heartburn medication Zantac and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be entitled to substantial compensation.
If you were diagnosed with breast, stomach, bladder, kidney, pancreatic, colon, or any type of cancer after using Zantac, call attorney Philip Georges and join the Wolf Pack. You may qualify for a cash award.
Call 1-800-965-5606. That's 1-800-965-5606. 1-800-965-5606.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Hey, you guys gonna get started? We're just waiting for the activation fee. But I already paid for the day. Yeah, and then it's $100 to activate us. Activate you? Mm-hmm. What are you, a cyborg?
It's crazy to charge people for things they already bought.
I'm gonna get my wallet.
That's why at US Cellular, we speak fair and never charge activation fees. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Summer is here, and Bathfitter has savings that sizzle. Call now and receive 0% interest for 24 months on your tub or shower upgrade. Give your bathroom the makeover it deserves with our exclusive one-piece wall system and installation in as little as 1 day. All with our lifetime worry-free warranty on labor and materials. Save this summer on the bathroom of your dreams. Call now and find out why Bathfitter is the perfect fit.
The Storm Tracker Network, brought to you by Linco Precision Ag Technology Solutions.
Now, your local weather authority forecast with meteorologist Molly Naslund.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Sunshine over Peoria on our Paradise camera. A much quieter afternoon as we go throughout the day for today. And a much quieter rest of the week is what we will be seeing. Low to mid 80s for high temperatures as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. It's going to be a gorgeous one, much quieter, much calmer, and we're on our way for quiet weather throughout this week, but dew points are going to increase as we get in towards the weekend, but that does line up with our next chance for some showers. But until then, we get to deal with some much drier weather compared to what we were seeing yesterday. Clear skies in the area with some northerly winds keeping us a little on the cooler side, but we are going to see a few clouds begin to redevelop into the area as we go throughout overnight tonight. More clouds will develop throughout the day tomorrow, and unfortunately we are going to see a few stray showers off to our south, but for the most part those don't quite make their way into our area. We are going to stay on the drier side of things as we head throughout the day on Wednesday, so it is going to be a much quieter week. Near normal temperatures. We are back to normal with our mid-80-degree weather for the area, and we actually don't really warm up a whole lot until we get into the end of the week. So that's kind of what's up next for us. As this cold front leaves the area and takes a high pressure system along with it, area temperatures will be right around the clear conditions, but Wednesday we start to fill in with a little bit more cloud cover. Thursday is the same situation where we fill in just a little bit more, and by the time we head in towards Friday, we'll start to notice not only more cloud cover, but a little bit more of a chance to see a few stray showers. But those are starting to hold off a little bit longer until the afternoon on Friday. Overnight temperatures, thanks to clear skies, are going to fall back into the 60s for tonight. So maybe go ahead and open up the windows for a little bit at least. We do warm up again as we head into Wednesday, and we are consistently seeing our temperatures increase as we go in towards the end of this week. So we are making our way back into the 80s by tomorrow, but we're going to be a little bit closer to the 90s by the weekend. Tonight down to the mid-60s, partly cloudy to clear, and a very quiet night for central Illinois. Tomorrow just a little bit warmer, right around the mid-80s, partly cloudy, but we're starting to see that warming trend. And that warming trend is taking us to upper 80-degree temperatures by Saturday and Sunday, with rain chances along with it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The power of technology is incredible, but it's nothing compared to the power of people. To all our MediaCom employees, we'd like to say thank you. Whether you're working from home, working extra hours, working on the front lines, or keeping things working behind the scenes, you've gone above and beyond to take care of our customers and keep our communities connected. Our network is powerful because you are powerful people.
We like to think that we live in a nice, safe neighborhood. The truth is that a burglary occurs every 13 seconds, and homes without a security system have a 300% greater chance of getting broken into. How many homes in your neighborhood were robbed yesterday? You need to start protecting your home and family today. Call now to get state-of-the-art protection. To keep your family and property safe, call the number on your screen now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
I get really nervous going to the dentist, but here the people are really friendly and it just makes it really comfortable. The doctors here absolutely made me feel comfortable and were very knowledgeable in what they were doing. It feels a lot like family. It's very friendly. You could just tell that the dentist had a really good relationship with his staff and with his assistants, and that they appreciated each other. I would absolutely recommend the Fair Group. The All-on-4 procedure has definitely changed my life.
Hi, I'm Ken Batchelor. Carter Paper and Packaging was built on family values and friendly service. And Carter Paper and Packaging is Central Illinois' leading Kimberly-Clark distributor, helping schools, hotels, factories, and businesses stay healthy this cold and flu season. You can trust the Carter name and the quality products behind it. Best prices and the best service, all from a locally owned family right here in Central Illinois.
Box it, bag it, protect it, seal it. Carter Paper and Packaging.
You're watching Central Illinois Newsday.
Teen Vogue is tackling the issue of voting rights ahead of the November election. The August digital issue is called Suffragettes. It tells the stories of 10 voting rights activists who are women of color. This issue is part of a series called The Uncounted. In it, Teen Vogue calls out the discriminatory state laws that prevent many non-white Americans from voting. The release was timed with the upcoming 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave American women the right to vote. Saving lives is on the mind of a local 13-year-old. Gretchen Kernbach joins us from Panama City Beach with more on a big idea looking to make an even bigger impact.
A few months ago, 13-year-old Kyle Hajek had an idea.
It's very simple, I would say, but it's also very important in order to saving somebody's life.
He calls it a life box with a K before the X.
And I wanted to let people know like how to actually save people from those kind of disasters, like either currents or drownings.
Kyle says the idea came to him after hearing about several drownings in the Gulf, and not just swimmers, but those who go out to save others in trouble, and he's got it all planned out.
And here would be at least like two life vests, a lifesaver.
One life box would contain beach rescue safety equipment inside, as well as how-to instructions for CPR. His father, Joe Hajek, says he wasn't surprised when Kyle came to him with this idea.
And I think when he saw the severity of the drownings throughout the year and the data, it drove him to like, I see a need, fill a need.
Joe says time is everything when it comes to saving a life. That's why they want each life box to have a specific location assigned to it.
When you dial 911, I'm at life box 66 Charlie. They're going to know right away where they're at. They're between 66 and 67. Faster first response, faster of getting the first responders on site to save that life potentially.
Now they're both working together to finish the prototype and present it to the Optimist Club of Panama City Beach and hopefully to the Panama City Beach City Council as well.
If you save one person, it's paid for. If you save one life.
A local follow-up story now about 2 area teenagers whose lemonade stand was robbed last week. Those teens are now getting an outpouring of support from the community. On Friday, their lemonade stand was robbed at gunpoint on the corner of California and Melbourne. Last night, neighbors, police officers, and strangers came together to support them. A Peoria Heights man even started a Facebook fundraiser for the kids, even though they've never met. Father of one of the boys says the support has been overwhelming.
We're just trying to remind them, like, this isn't something that they caused. And so this attention, it's a gift, but it's going to go away at some point too.
To learn more about support for the teens, just head to our website, ciproud.com. We'll be back to wrap things up after a look at what's on tonight on WMBD.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. And start using the PowerSwabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. PowerSwabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order PowerSwabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free PowerSwabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
You're watching Central Illinois Newsday.
Finally this afternoon, some very pricey PPE as an Israeli jeweler is hired to turn personal protection equipment into a modern fashion statement. Jerusalem area designer and jewelry store owner Isaac Levy says the item was commissioned by a Chinese businessman living in the U.S. His mask, made of white gold and 3,600 black and white diamonds, will weigh more than ½ pound. The price tag, $1.5 million, making it the priciest in the world. Sounds like the buyer will get exactly what he's looking for. Now let's see what's coming up in just a few minutes on WMBD News with Eugene Daniel and meteorologist Chris Yates. Hey guys.
Hey Yvonne, you know, you actually spoke about the lemonade stand and that horrible incident for those young boys. Can't imagine what that was like for them, but how the community has rallied. We actually have the father of one of those children coming on and talking about how the community has responded, as well as we have more information coming up on the presumptive Democratic candidate Joe Biden and his choice in VP.
And weather's looking much quieter compared to where we were just 24 hours ago. And it looks like we could be in for a nice cool down, too, in the long run. We'll have more on that coming up in just a bit.
All right.
All right, guys, thanks for checking in just a moment. Thank you for being with us here on CI Newsday. My thanks to Dr. Karat at Peoria Public Schools as well. WMBD News at 4 starts now.
Now your forecast first, sponsored by Feltco.
Well, good afternoon. I'm your local weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. It's been a pleasant day, a lot of sunshine. Now just dealing with a few afternoon clouds. Here's a nice view out over Peoria on our Brave Law Center camera. 83 degrees in town with a few highs, Cirrus and Stratus. We've got temperatures in the lower 80s throughout much of central Illinois, though Macomb is at 79. And as we go through today, any clouds we do have will linger through about midnight. Skies becoming mostly clear after, as our temperatures drop into the lower 60s, perhaps even the 50s for some. Now, we'll be in for a bit of a warm-up, at least initially, but things will start to change. We'll have your full forecast coming up. WMBD News at 4 starts now.
Today on the